Hello, today's video we have the following content.
Breaking news. Evidence of Wang Haozhen and Zhai Yiying's relationship has been exposed. The Uncle Lolly couple in the short drama circle has once again ignited the entire internet. It all stems from a blurry yet incredibly ambiguous short video. In the video, Wang Haozhen is wearing a hat and mask, yet fans still recognize him at a glance, and the petite girl next to him, wearing a white sweater and walking with a light, airy gait, is none other than the sweetheart queen Zhai Yiying. The two walk side by side on a late-night street, the lights falling on them, creating an inexplicable sense of tacit understanding and atmosphere unique to couples. Netizens instantly went wild. This isn't filming, this is dating. Is the Uncle Lolly couple real? So sweet I almost fainted. Even more exciting, some sharp-eyed netizens discovered that although the two play a sweet, 9-year age gap couple in the drama, their interactions off-screen seem even more intimate. For example, during a promotional event, Zhai Yiying, wearing a light pink dress, accidentally stepped on a step and stumbled, seemingly about to fall, but Wang Haozhen caught her steadily. He asked softly, "Were you scared?" Zhai Yiying's face flushed red, as if she had secretly drunk some wine, and she simply nodded. The scene was so sweet that even the staff cast smiling glances at her. Another time, during a live broadcast, the host casually asked, "Zhai Yiying, you've worked with Wang Haozhen for so long, have you ever been captivated by him?" Zhai Yiying paused, then shyly smiled and said, "He's actually quite gentle." The camera panned to Wang Haozhen, who was clearly stunned, and then a subtle smile appeared on his lips. Fans immediately went wild. Gentle. He's especially gentle with you. Brother, you can't hide that anymore. Isn't this a case of career and real life intertwined? Not only that, recently someone spotted the two leaving the same private restaurant in the early morning, and Wang Haozhen thoughtfully draped his coat over Zhai Yiying. The two chatted quietly the whole way, occasionally glancing at each other. Their gazes were unlike those of colleagues, they were clearly a couple in love. Netizens speculated wildly, are they taking this too seriously off-screen? This feeling, it's not something friends can do. A sweet queen paired with a cool, handsome god, I'm totally smitten. What's even more exciting is that their upcoming short drama is a guaranteed hit. The older, more mature male lead is gentle, restrained, and protective. The younger, sweet and obedient female lead is adorable and clingy. Just seeing the promotional photos, netizens exclaim, I'm totally shipping them. They should have been locked in a relationship long ago, and now, if the romance is real, this older man-younger woman pairing will not only be sweet on screen but will also bring the entire short drama scene to a pink explosion level. Industry insiders revealed that the two had amazing chemistry during filming, with Wang Haozhen even adding scenes to give the female lead more adorable shots. Zhai Yiying was also said to have a racing heart and blushing uncontrollably after every scene with him. Netizens are going wild. This date can only mean one thing, they're really smitten, right? Wang Haozhen, have you really taken her to heart? Zhai Yiying, have you confessed your feelings? More and more clues are piecing together, and the storyline is becoming clearer. Wang Haozhen isn't just a simple partner, his care for Zhai Yiying is so delicate it's almost habitual. And the way Zhai Yiying looks at him isn't acting, it carries the unique flutter of a young girl's heart. So the question is, in this sickeningly sweet uncle-girl storm, has Zhai Yiying truly become Wang Haozhen's only one? It's so addictive. The sweet moments between Zhai Yiying and Wang Haozhen have been replayed on repeat across the entire internet. Zhai Yiying is known as the sweetheart queen in the short drama circle. Her soft, obedient, and star-like eyes can melt hearts the moment she appears. When she stood next to the cool and aloof Wang Haozhen, the contrast and chemistry were so striking that it made one wonder if the director had simply bundled together the best CP effect for them. Especially the various behind-the-scenes clips, leaked photos, and interviews after their collaboration. The sweetness was off the charts, making it impossible to stop watching. The first moment that captivated netizens occurred on the first day of filming. It was the first time the two appeared together in public. Zhai Yiying wore a white knit sweater, quiet and well-behaved. Wang Haozhen wore a black trench coat, exuding a cool and aloof aura. The moment the director shouted, "Get closer," their shoulders lightly touched. Zhai Yiying visibly froze, her face instantly flushing slightly, while Wang Haozhen, head down, couldn't help but smile. Netizens screamed on the spot, what kind of first love heart-fluttering scene is this? Brother Wang, are you serious about smiling so sweetly? The second memorable scene was during a late-night shoot. The wind was incredibly strong that day, and Zhai Yiying, dressed lightly, had her hands and feet frozen red. As the staff were about to offer her a coat, Wang Haozhen silently draped his down jacket over her shoulders and pulled the hood up for her. His movements were so natural, as if he'd done it 100 times. Zhai Yiying looked up at him. Aren't you cold? Wang Haozhen simply replied softly, I'm not cold. But leaked photos showed his ears were bright red, like cooked shrimp. Netizens were collectively speechless. Wang Haozhen, you're not cold. You're just afraid she'll be cold. These little details are something only a couple would do. The third heart-fluttering moment made fans' minds explode. During an interview, the host asked the two, what was your first impression of each other? Zhai Yiying blinked and said, he is very gentlemanly. Wang Haozhen, who had maintained a cool demeanor, instantly broke down upon hearing this. He turned to her, his voice softening several degrees. She was very well behaved on the first day, very cooperative, and very cute. The moment the word cute was uttered, the entire audience screamed. Zhai Yiying immediately lowered her head, her ears turning a deep red, like cherry blossoms. The fourth most captivating moment was their interaction in the behind-the-scenes footage. Zhai Yiying had a wrong take, her face scrunched up in frustration. Like a frantic little rabbit, Wang Haozhen stood beside her, watched for a few seconds, then gently patted her head. Take your time, I'm here. Zhai Yiying froze, completely still. Netizens commented, that gesture is so boyfriend-like. If the Uncle Lolly CP really becomes a real couple, I'll be the first to send a red envelope. Since their collaboration, every glance, every detail, has been sweet as if soaked in syrup. Netizens compiled these clips into a collection with titles like You Thought It Was Just Acting, but it's actually real, I declare, they have to date. And it would be a shame if they didn't get married, given their strong chemistry. The more they watched, the more obsessed they became, and the more something seemed off. Wang Haozhen's care for Zhai Yiying was even more affectionate than the script suggested. Zhai Yiying's gaze towards Wang Haozhen was gentler than her character's. Is this really just a collaboration, or have the sweet queen and the cool god already secretly fallen for each other? Are they already too sweet to hide? Just as netizens were still savoring their saccharine interactions, an even more explosive moment was unearthed. This time, it wasn't behind-the-scenes footage, interviews, or leaked photos, but rather unreleased moments between the two. An anonymous crew member submitted, they really don't seem like just colleagues. It's said that one day, during the filming of a crucial kissing scene, the moment the shot cut, before the director could even begin to rehearse, Zhai Yiying, overcome with shyness, her face flushed like a ripe peach, and she quickly turned her back to everyone. But what stunned everyone was, Wang Haozhen instinctively reached out and grabbed her wrist. It wasn't a scene from the script, it wasn't a scene arranged by the director, it was completely instinctive. After grabbing him, he froze, but the next second, he whispered, don't be nervous, I'm here. The crew, completely captivated, exploded in their group chat that day. This isn't a role, this is instinct, brother. Wang, is your heart pounding when you're acting? And even more devastating, Zhai Yiying didn't shake him off, she just lowered her head and whispered, At that moment, the air was pink.
Thank you for watching the video. If this is your first time watching a video, please subscribe to the channel, like and leave your comments to help us develop your channel.